Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know what we're doing today?
Well, we're starting a new book, and we're starting it a little late, and I have to blame myself a little bit. I
blame your brother.
Under the weather a bit.
I blame your brother's kids.
Right, yeah, that's part of it. So if you hear me sniffling throughout this one, that's partly why, but yesterday I just was too tired to even function, so... but I'm coming back. I'm here.
Your brother and his kids are lovely.
They are.
But they always get one of us sick. It's usually me. So the fact that this time it's husband.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe says something.
Yeah. So what are we hopping into with this new book?
We're starting Jonah.
We are. I hear whales.
Maybe. Not really, but maybe. Kind of. Yes.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. That's specific. And okay. So are you ready to get started on this?
Oh, I am.
All right.
I'm kind of enthusiastic about it too.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's a change.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right. Are you ready to hop into Jonah?
I am.
Okay. Before we start chapter 1, there's some things that I gotta say.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, there's only 4 chapters in this book.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Super short.
Dang.
Super short. Like, we're going to finish it this week.
Speaking of which, I do want to say real quick, we are going to make up a day midweek here. So like Thursday, basically.
Thursday-ish.
Yeah. So we will catch up to the regular schedule.
I want to have this book knocked out.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So there's that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Here's the second thing. Even though there's only 4 chapters, there is so much fucking info about this dude and his dad and where it was and what happened and everybody's thoughts on it. And I found it kind of ludicrous, quite frankly.
Okay.
How much there was to sift through.
Well, we're in the minor prophets, right?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's a fucking minor prophet. There's only 4 goddamn chapters.
Well, I got to be honest, though. He's the only minor prophet that I know anything about. Like, as before hopping into the Bible, right?
Okay, well, I'll get there in a minute, but do you know how fucking famous he is?
Pretty
He's the
famous.
Only minor prophet that is in the Quran and that is praised by all 3 Abrahamic religions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
So, I mean, they all have a Jonah story.
I see.
I mean, obviously, the Jews and the Christians, along with, the Catholics are Christian or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure how that all works, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All of them kind of share the Old Testament, but even the Quran, which is like Old Testament, adjacent. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah. Adjacent. Like I had it in my head as I started the sentence and then it went.
Right.
Yeah. So, but they all have that common bond.
Got it.
Okay. But let's talk about Jonah a little bit. I always like to do a little intro before we do the book.
Sure. Who the fuck's Jonah?
Who the fuck is Jonah? Okay. He's the son of Amittai.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Amittai?
He's a good guy.
Right.
I don't know.
Amittai the good guy. Amittai the good guy. We'll talk about him in a little bit, but there's not much to say about
Got
him.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's also known as Jonas. Jonah, Jonas.
Okay.
Now, what I find interesting is that he's also referred to as Eunice with a Y, which is very similar, you know.
Right.
Just depends on whether you're referring to the Hebrew pronunciation or the all those other languages that I don't know.
Greek and whatever.
And whatever. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Arabic.
That's the one. Yeah. That's the one I was looking for. Thank you. Okay. I don't have a problem with words. You have a problem with words.
But what?
That's how it is. When I can't think of a word, you have to fill it in.
I see.
And if you can't fill it in, then
it's all my fault.
It's you that has the problem, not me.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you're smarter than I am. So I'm laying this at your feet. Okay, so I knew a guy when I was in school. His name was Jonas Todd.
Okay.
And I had never heard of somebody named Jonas before, but A, he was such a cool guy. And B, his name was so fucking cool. And it like fit him. He was very exuberant, like very just not obnoxious, just like really loud and fun. And Jonas just fit him.
Got it. Yeah.
So anyway, now I understand. Oh, it was a Bible name and I just didn't know it.
Right. There's a lot of things that are in the Bible that we didn't know were in the Bible.
Yeah.
Like we've discovered a lot, like as we're just like sifting through, media.
Right.
We've discovered that there's all these references that we've never caught until we started reading the Bible.
Exactly.
And I'm sure it'll become even more prevalent when we get into the New Testament.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I just, like, that's apropos of nothing, right? It doesn't matter at all, except that, he came from probably a religious family. I didn't know that. Oh, his family probably, was all of his siblings.
I'm going to say yes or no, because, there's a lot of people that just use biblical names. For example, there are other names that, my parents named me after a biblical person, but I wasn't actually named after that biblical person.
Okay, but yeah, you were not named after that biblical person.
Right.
So, no, that wasn't let's have a Bible name.
Right.
I'm saying Jonas is not like a name that you hear frequently.
Sure.
So I'm just going to guess that it was a biblical name.
Okay.
Anyway, I found the whole thing fascinating.
Sure.
Okay. So I don't care if other people don't care because I thought it was interesting is what I'm saying.
All right.
Personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Jonah or Jonas or Eunice, he was the son of Amittai, and his name in Hebrew means dove.
Okay.
And he's a minor prophet in the Hebrew Bible. He's from Gath-Hepher in the northern kingdom of Israel around 8th century BCE.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
He's the central figure of the book Jonah,
obviously,
named after him.
Right.
Yeah. Which this book details Jonah's reluctance in delivering the judgment of God to the city of Nineveh, which is near present-day Mosul. Am I saying that right? Mosul?
Yeah.
Okay. In the Neo-Assyrian Empire.
Okay.
So, I never knew how he ended up in the whale. He ends up in the whale. We're going to read about it, but the whole story is about him not wanting to deliver God's word. So he was a reluctant hero.
I see.
That's how we would refer to him in the writing world.
Yeah.
Okay. He was like, no thanks, count me out.
Right.
Okay. So after he's swallowed by a huge sea creature, the Hebrew word, which means large fish.
Yeah.
He's then released and he returns to the divine mission. Okay.
All right.
The reason that I'm emphasizing large fish is because it wasn't necessarily a whale. We just decided that that's
some large fish.
Yeah. It's just a whale.
It's just convenient to say whale because
because they're big.
Right.
And there's oxygen in there.
Right.
Sure. He could probably live about 3 days.
No.
I don't know.
No.
There's stories.
I'm pretty sure it's not proven. I'm pretty sure it's been proven to be false.
There is a story, and I will have to look it up, but there is a news story within the past couple years, that's how recent, of a guy who claims that he was swallowed by a whale and came out.
No.
I'm not saying whether it's true or not.
Right.
He claims this. It is true that he claims this. Okay. This is a true news story.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, whether he's full of shit or not is a question.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to let you know that Google says you could not live in a whale for 3 days.
I mean, look, who am I to argue with God of the Bible? Okay. I think that Google needs to have a talk with God and get back to me.
Okay.
Okay. Especially because like Google, if you ask AI certain things, like the Google Gemini thing, if you ask it certain political things, even though the election is done, it still will not tell you political stuff.
Sure. No, I get it.
And I'm
it's
like,
giving me
fuck
reasons
off.
why you couldn't, and it seems pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah, if you take the Bible out of it, if you take politics out of it, then it'll answer your question.
Right.
You have to just know how to phrase the questions.
Right, yes.
But you can't, like if you said, could Jonah of the Bible, whose father was Amittai, could he have totally lived in the whale for 3 days? Or is the Bible full of shit? It would be like, I don't want to get involved don't put me in the middle. It's like, no, I'm asking for facts, bro. Okay, so anyway, in Judaism, the story of Jonah represents the teaching of repentance in Judaism and the ability to repent to God for forgiveness. Okay?
Yeah.
This is important because there are several Christian scholars, quote unquote, who claim that Jonah is a precursor to the Jesus story.
Oh.
He's a pre-Jesus.
I see.
Because he's like, why me, God? No, I don't want to. And then his going into the whale and then coming out 3 days later.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Similar story.
So they're like, he's so like Jesus, that whole didn't want to, and 3 days later. And I'm like, yeah, except he wasn't the son of God, and it was Old Testament, not New Testament, and Christians get your own fucking religion. And
sure.
I mean, many.
Just being in the Old Testament, we've talked about how the Old Testament seems to inform a lot of the things in the New Testament. Mm-hmm. And obviously, the New Testament came after the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And therefore, it was easy to pick and choose what they wanted to make the New Testament.
Yes.
And so I feel like that's not entirely untrue. These things that happen in the Old Testament and in other cultures even oftentimes inform what happened in the New Testament.
Yes, indeedy. You are correct. So Jonah in Islam is regarded as a prophet, and the narrative of Jonah appears in the 10th chapter of the Quran, named after him, Yunus.
Okay.
That's Yunus, not Eunice, like the, hillbilly mama, Eunice. Okay. All right. So Yunus is traditionally viewed as highly important in Islam as a prophet who was faithful to God and delivered his messages.
All right.
Jonah, like I said before, is the only one of Judaism's 12 minor prophets to be named in the Quran.
And the only one that I know.
Yeah. Go figure.
I mean, prior.
Now, the Quran never mentions Jonah's father, but Muslim tradition, get this, teaches that Jonah was from the tribe of Benjamin and that his father was Amittai.
Okay.
So
all right.
They're like, well, we don't have that name in our book, but that's a good name.
Sure.
I like that.
Let's put it there.
And then, but let's say he's from Benjamin.
Right. Why not? We like Benjamin.
Like, sure. I don't see why not. He was the baby. He was well loved. Even the brothers all loved him.
Yeah.
That's why they were able to reconcile, because they were like, no, don't do that to our baby brother. Not Benjamin. Oh, take me, not Ben.
I think it's interesting because they said earlier that he lived in the northern section of Israel, which would not have been Benjamin.
Right.
So that would have meant he and or his family would have had to have moved north at some point from that area to go to this other area. Mm-hmm. So it seems a little unlikely.
Right.
Like, I don't feel like people moved around a lot unless there was a specific purpose.
Well, the Bedouins, they were the guys who roamed about with their herds.
Sure.
And they slept in tents because they just followed their herds.
But those would have been different cultures that were kind of mingling with the Israelites and not necessarily the Israelites, because the Israelites had their own tribes and their own places and their own things. You know what?
I was totally just being very like monolith, like stereotypy, like, you know, all of those cultures over there. Like I was just like putting them all in one basket, and that is horrible, and we should not do that. And I'm calling myself out. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was not cool, guys. Stop doing that. Okay, many modern Bible scholars suggest the book of Jonah is fictional and at least partially satirical, even.
I see. Mm-hmm, okay. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
The character of Jonah, son of Amittai, may have been based on the historical prophet of the same name who prophesied during the reign of King Amaziah of Judah.
Okay.
As mentioned in 2 Kings.
Got it. Okay.
I don't recall that, but I'm sure I believe you.
Right,
know?
Yeah.
Okay. Although the creature that swallowed Jonah is often depicted in art and culture as a whale, as I already said, the Hebrew text uses the phrase large fish. You are a big fish.
Right.
Like, how big is your fish? It's whale
really
big.
Yeah.
That fish be whaling. But speaking of big fish, that is such a good movie, y'all. Has nothing to do with this.
What is it?
Big Fish.
Oh, big. Yeah.
Right?
That is a really good movie.
It's so good. It's, what is that, like, fantasy realism or fantastical realism or something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Where it's like you're supposed to see that it's happening in the real world, but there's a magical realism. That's what it is.
Right.
And it's such a great movie.
I want to point out real quick that Bedouins actually did not exist during biblical times.
My total bad.
Now, there's a lot of, similarities in some of the ways that some people lived back then, and they may have been precursors to what the Bedouins were, but they were not actually
I appreciate you
biblical times.
Fact checking me on that because, like I said, I was just all kinds of all the people over there, they're all the same, right? Just like all Americans on the American continent.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Canada, America, Texas, it's all the same.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Sure. No. Just in case you wondered, it's not.
And it is
not
important
the same.
to recognize different cultures and
just as it's important to us here to say, oh no, I'm American and I wish I was Canadian and I'm totally not Texan. Like, it matters, right? Like, I don't have a lot of like American pride right now because just, the way it is.
Yeah, we just elected fucking Trump.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
But other people might actually have that pride or they might not want to be lumped in. And so I apologize. Truly. That was shitty of me and I'm going to try to stop that.
Well, I mean, I want to clarify real quick, too, that I have pride in what America could stand for.
Oh, yeah. We've had that talk before.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say it real quick. That's
the American dream, the American principles, the shit you're taught when you're a kid, that is all really great. Values and morals and the city on the hill, the
propaganda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
The freedom, give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shores, send these. The homeless tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
Yeah. And then we elect Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. And he closes everything. Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, I have pride in that image, and I wish it was true.
Right. Yeah.
And I wish we had better health care, and I wish we cared about our poor and our trans and our people of color
education,
as much as
any number of
all
things.
of the things.
Right. All the above.
Yes. Pride in the Americans, whatever. Okay. Anyway, sorry for my lumping in.
Jonah.
Yes, Jonah. Yes. We're doing Jonah. Large fish, not necessarily whale. Okay, in the 17th century and early 18th century, the species of the fish that swallowed Jonah was a subject of speculation by naturalists. That's where we got whale.
Sure,
They were like, ooh, let's study this part of the Bible.
Right.
This sounds fun.
Yeah.
They interpreted the story as an account of a historical incident because, they were pretty dumb back then.
Well, there are still people today that would treat it as a historical incident.
Yeah.
People take the Bible very seriously.
They do. They're like, the Bible says he lived in there for 3 days. I don't care what sign says. Happened.
Well, it's true.
He
right?
did.
I mean,
he did.
It's true that people take
you can't
these
tell me he
things
didn't.
very seriously.
They do. And that's silly.
But that's part of why we want to read through this stuff, because it is like some of the stuff is just like just the fact that it is absolutely impossible for that to happen.
Right.
Is
but
the
not
fact
with
that people should know.
Not with the hand of God.
Whatever.
God enabled that to happen.
No,
but that's what they would say.
I know.
It doesn't matter that but somebody couldn't do that scientifically. It's impossible.
I just don't understand why people don't say it's much more likely that some fucking idiot back in the middle or early days of the Bible made up a goddamn story, and then not only I'm like, have you ever heard somebody talk about the fish they caught? For fuck's sake, where do you? It turns out to be a goddamn, whale. Before they're done.
When all they caught was maybe a minnow.
Right.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, why do we believe this shit just because it's old or what and been repeated? I don't understand.
I don't know, but these naturalists started it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't start it. There was a lot of people that started it, but they just contributed to it.
Yeah, they didn't make things better because they were like, let us make the Bible and science one. And it's like, no, that's not what the Enlightenment wanted. Stop. You're doing the Enlightenment wrong, you guys. The Enlightenment was about science and proving things and finding the truth, not trying to make the Bible be true. Stop. I hate them.
I don't know. I have to maybe disagree with you a little bit there, because in those days, even though science was becoming more prevalent, people still took the Bible and God and religion very seriously.
Yes, but naturalists were already scoffing at the ideas of, okay, I'm running out of words again.
Okay.
But all of the silly ways that they claimed people were not related to animals, and they thought that the giraffe just grew his neck and
sure,
oh, I need those leaves up there, and so a week later all these type of animals had long necks, and it's like,
right,
well, if a week means centuries, okay,
more than centuries, but
right. I was trying to be generous. But they were already starting to scoff at those ideas.
Sure,
that's what the whole purpose was. And they were open to being wrong. I mean, they were still sexist and racist.
To some extent, but they still believed in God much of the time. That was still a given. So they took extra effort to make things that were biblical be true, because it has to be true if they believe their whole point of view on life and the afterlife and everything.
Not all of them.
Not all of them, but a large amount of them.
Too many.
Much larger than today.
Too many. That is true.
Yeah.
So anyway, they tried to say it really happened. It's a historical incident.
Sure.
Some modern scholars of folklore, on the other hand, note similarities between Jonah and other legendary religious figures
Oh, I'm shocked.
Right? Like the Indian yogi Matsyendranatha, or Lord of the Fishes.
Okay.
As well as the Sumerian king Gilgamesh.
That one sounds like it could be more likely as a...
And the Greek hero Jason.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah.
That guy?
Right.
Yeah. So according to one tradition, Jonah was the boy brought back to life by Elijah, the prophet in First Kings. I remember that story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why? That's so random. Why?
Yeah. Didn't he lay over him or something? And,
he laid on top
really
of that
weird.
boy.
Yeah.
It was very sexual.
It was disturbing a bit.
It made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too.
It made me feel pedo was happening right before my eyes. And I'm like, yeah, that's the church for you.
Right.
But I'm just like, why that kid? Why? It could have been any other unnamed character.
Right.
So random.
Yeah. But no, they like those little connection things that
it makes it more real.
Right. Well, it makes it more fun.
It does. Yeah. We like everybody to be hooked up by the end of the story.
Right.
Everybody must have a partner.
Yeah.
Another tradition holds that he was the son of the woman of Shunem, brought back to life by Elisha in 2 Kings.
Okay.
And that he is called the son of Amittai, which means truth. due to his mother's recognition of Elijah's identity as a prophet in 1 Kings.
Okay.
So either Elijah or Elijah may have brought him back to life.
Got it.
Or his mom.
Or none of them were involved.
Or nobody ever died and was brought back to life.
Sure.
Unless it was with artificial resuscitation or some type of what is it, electromagnetic thingy that zaps their hearts and make it start beating again.
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Right.
And that's not, quote unquote, bringing somebody back to life. That's catching them right before they true gone.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you were not in death's grasp.
You got them to start breathing and heart beating again.
Yeah, yeah.
They weren't brain dead yet.
You caught them before their body realized that it could stop.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
You plugged them in real quick.
Yep.
Okay. So according to the Midrash, while Jonah was inside the fish told him that its life was nearly over because soon the Leviathan would eat them both.
Oh, okay.
Jonah promised the fish that he would save them. Following Jonah's directions, the fish swam up alongside the Leviathan, and Jonah threatened to leash the Leviathan by its tongue and let the other fish eat it. The Leviathan heard Jonah's threats, saw that he was a bald-dicked dude, he was circumcised, and realized that he was protected by the Lord.
What, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Leviathan saw that my guy was circumcised.
Oh my God.
He's like, I see you have a mighty fine dick. I see that it is in its full glory, uncovered.
Yeah.
And bald. Okay. That's why I said bald dick dude.
This is a weird story.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like, ooh, circumcised motherfuckers got the Lord on their side. So it fled in terror, leaving Jonah and the fish alive. That's a fun story. Fishes that know what's up with a man's dick.
No wonder guys like to just like wave their dicks around, huh?
Right?
Yeah.
They're like,
apparently it'll save your life.
Mm-hmm. They're like, look at my dick.
Just for the record, don't do that.
Look at my dick, guys.
It won't save your life.
The Lord's gonna save me. Look at my dick. See my dick?
Jesus Christ.
The medieval Jewish scholar and Rabbi Abraham ibn Ezra from 1092 to 1167.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
He's one of those, I think, Midrash writer guys.
Sure, he's very influential.
Yeah, I might have the wrong book.
Medieval,
yeah, he was a Jewish scholar.
Sure.
And rabbi.
And it might have been in our book the club that we do, or it might have been in something else.
It would have been several notes. We've mentioned him before.
Yeah.
He argued against any literal interpretation of the book of Jonah, stating that the experiences of all the prophets except for Moses were visions, not actualities. You dumb motherfuckers.
Huh.
So apparently he had some of a brain about him. Okay.
Yeah.
But the later scholar, Isaac Abarbanel, who was alive in 1437 to 1509.
Okay.
He argued that Jonah could have easily survived in the belly of the fish for 3 days because, after all, fetuses live 9 months without access to fresh air. Tell me you don't know anything about a woman's body without saying you don't know anything about a woman's body.
Right, yeah.
I bet you can't make her come neither.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know that science would have caught up with these rationale at that point
I'm
either.
Just saying.
So.
No, but what is sad is that there are people in Congress, senators, who don't know any more about a woman's body than this motherfucker.
Definitely. The ignorance that is still in society is unbelievable. Even at the top levels.
So many dudes like TikToks about guys that don't know that a woman can't just hold her period. You know, like pee. Like, can't you just hold it?
Christ.
Why do you leak everywhere all the time? Can't you just hold it?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Like, okay, to all my non-period having friends, listeners, just in case. Well, no, not all.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Just so you know, people who have periods know they cannot hold them. It is not indeed like pee.
Right.
It is basically you are bleeding.
Right.
You have a wound, and it's called this egg don't work. This egg is broken. You're spitting out a broken egg.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That is the period.
Yeah.
And you cannot hold, like if you cut your arm, you cannot hold that and just stop bleeding.
Right.
You have to stick a pad or something on your arm if you cut your arm.
Right.
Similarly with the period.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on. Men suck, I'm sorry. Amittai is only mentioned twice in the Bible. He's mentioned in 2 Kings chapter 14 and in Jonah chapter 1.
Okay.
The end.
All right.
Nothing is known about him other than that he was Jonah's daddy-o, and he was a native of Gath Hefer.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
That's it. However, Amittai, or Matta in Arabic, is also mentioned in Islam by Muhammad.
Okay.
Okay. When Muhammad was returning from preaching in Taif and decided to take shelter in the garden of two leaders, Adas, a lowly servant boy, was sent to offer grapes to Muhammad. When Adas came, Muhammad asked, "Hey, yo, which land do you come from?" And Adas replied, "Hey, yo, I'm from Nineveh." And so upon receiving this answer, Muhammad was like, "Dude, that's the town of Jonah, son of Amittai. Cool.
Okay.
It's kind of like if you go to Europe, for example, and you bump into another American abroad.
Right.
And you're like, "I'm from Ohio. How about you?" And they're like, "Oh my God, I'm from Ohio too." And you're like, "No way. Where?" And then they're like, "I mean, Cincinnati." And you're like, "Oh no, I'm from like the entire north of the state. So like Cleveland or Toledo or some shit like that."
Right.
And then you're like, "Oh, of course, that makes perfect sense that we wouldn't be from the same." But this was a small town and they were like, "Dude, you must know Jonah."
Sure.
So then, overjoyed, Muhammad then told Adas, the grape-bearing boy from Nineveh,
Yeah.
how Jonah and he, Muhammad, were prophetic brothers.
Got it.
He's like, "You knew my dude, my prophet friend over there."
Got it.
So, okay, one more thing, and then we will actually start this book. And I'm telling you, there's so much more. Like, I'm not even giving you all the fucking information.
Yeah.
I tried to only take the most interesting stuff. And then I will try to hit more of it when we do the wrap up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Like, I literally cut this in half. I know you're like, "Jesus Christ, are we getting to chapter 1? It's not a long chapter. So
All right.
that's why I feel justified.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about Jonah's tomb right quick.
Okay.
Okay. So Nineveh's current location is marked by excavations of 5 gates, parts of walls on 4 sides, and 2 large mounds. The hill of Kuyinjik and the hill of Nabi Yunus.
Okay.
Jonas being
Sure.
Jonah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
A mosque that sat atop Nabi Yunus was dedicated to the prophet Jonah and contained a shrine which was revered by both Muslims and Christians as the site of Jonah's tomb.
Interesting.
The tomb was a popular pilgrimage site and a symbol of unity to Jews, Christians, and Muslims across the Middle East.
Wow.
I know, like, I got goosebumps when I read this, and I just now got goosebumps again.
Huh.
Because, wow, right? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
What kind of time frame was this in?
Let me tell you.
All right.
On July 24th, 2014, ISIL, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant,
Yeah.
destroyed the mosque containing the tomb as part of a campaign to destroy religious sanctuaries that it deemed to be idolatrous.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. So 10 years ago, 2014,
Oh, wow.
10 years ago,
That's
that
awful.
shrine still existed.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. After Mosul was taken back from ISIL in 2017, an ancient Assyrian palace built by Esarhaddon, dating to around the first half of the 7th century BCE, was discovered beneath the ruined mosque.
Oh.
ISIL had fucking plundered the palace of items to sell on the black market. They had just raped it dry,
Yeah.
you know? But some of the artifacts that were more difficult to transport, like too big, too heavy to carry,
Yeah.
still remained in place.
Got it.
other reputed locations of Jonah's tomb. Like, that's to me the biggest and saddest one. Like, I almost don't even care about these other sites. I'm only mentioning them because.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
All right. So other reputed locations of Jonah's tomb include the Arab village of Mashhad, located in the ancient site of Gath Hefer in Israel.
Okay.
That tracks because, you know, that's where they were from.
Right.
The Nabi Yunus Mosque of the Palestinian town of Halhul in the West Bank, about 3.1 miles north of Hebron,
Okay.
was purportedly built over Jonah's tomb. Okay. A sanctuary near the city of Sarafand or Sarepta in Lebanon. And a hill now called Givat Yonah, meaning Jonah's Hill, at the northern edge of the Israeli town of Ashdod, at a site covered by a modern lighthouse.
Okay.
They were like, hey, this might be Jonah's tomb. Let's build a fucking lighthouse on top of it. Yeah, that tracks.
Right.
Sure. Okay, and the final one is Tomb of Jonah in the city of Diyarbakir, Turkey, located behind the Mihrab at Faith Pasha Mosque.
Well, that fucker has been buried in a lot of places.
He sure as
that's
fuck
weird.
has.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So let us now begin reading about Jonah.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, isn't that ridiculous how much info there is about this dude?
Yeah.
4
but
chapters.
Also, is it like it's not that accurate either, though?
No, but
I mean, to be buried in like 6 different places. Is,
no, but what I'm saying is there is so much info about this guy, all the legends, the stories, the
lore.
this, the that.
Right.
Yeah. And there's only 4 chapters. We don't have like 10 different burial places for guys that have 30 chapters.
That's true.
And you would expect, comparatively speaking, that you would.
Right.
So,
yeah. No, you're
all
right. You're right.
So Jonah, chapter 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai.
Okay.
Go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it because its wickedness has come up before me. You know how them people be wicked.
Yeah.
But Jonah ran away from the Lord. He was like, nope, I'm out.
Run away.
Exactly. He headed for Tarshish. He went down to Joppa where he found a ship bound for that port. After paying the fare, he went aboard and sailed for Tarshish to flee from the Lord.
Oh.
So he's on a ship with other people. Okay.
Yeah.
Then the Lord sent a great wind on the sea, and such a violent storm arose that the ship threatened to break up. All the sailors were afraid, and each cried out to his own God. And they threw the cargo into the sea to lighten the ship. But Jonah had gone below deck, where he lay down and fell into a deep sleep. He was like, fuck me.
Right.
Maybe if I just sleep through this storm, when I wake up, it'll all be better. So he's down there sleeping, trying to just like pretend nothing's happening. La, 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 everything's fine. This is fine. The captain went to him and said, how can you sleep, motherfucker? Get up and call on your God. Maybe he will take notice of us so that we will not perish. So I just find this interesting that these guys each prayed to a different God.
Right.
And they respected that, like, maybe one of these gods will help us.
Sure.
Like, there's all different gods, you know?
Everybody call out, see which one works.
Yeah.
You know?
Surely
we don't
one of the gods will answer to us.
Right. It's kind of how the Israelites operated most of the time. They're like, whatever works, man. Just fucking...
make it rain or make it dry up, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
The fuck. Make this storm stop.
Right.
Then the sailors said to each other, come, let us cast lots to find out who is responsible for this fucking calamity.
Oh, that sounds, scientific.
That's very scientific.
Yeah.
They cast lots, and guess what?
Jonah.
The lot fell on Jonah.
Yeah, of course.
Because God.
Sure.
So they asked him, tell us who is responsible for making all this trouble for us, asshole. What kind of work do you do? Where do you come from? What is your country? From what people are you?
All based on lots.
Yeah.
Just luck of the draw.
Well, but God led them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you draw straws, God clearly
obviously
has his hand on that at all times.
Right. Yeah.
So my guy answered, I'm a Hebrew and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven who made the sea and the dry land,
Right.
Yahweh kind of thing.
Right.
Elohim. You heard of him? And this terrified them. And they asked, what the fuck have you done? Okay. they really asked, what have you done?
Right.
But what the fuck have you done?
Sure.
Is probably what they really said.
Yeah.
They knew he was running away from the Lord because he had already told them so. That's in parentheses. Let me reread that.
Okay.
They knew he was running away from the Lord because he had already told them so.
Okay.
Parentheses voice.
Got it.
The sea was getting rougher and rougher, so they asked him, what the fuck should we do to make the sea calm down for us?
And I'm guessing the answer is going to be throw him overboard.
No, this is what he says. He's like, my guys, I'm really sorry. Okay. He goes, pick me up and throw me into the sea, and it will become calm. I know that it is my fault that this great storm has come upon you. So he's like, I'm sorry, you know,
Sure.
like I brought this on you. This is not what I fucking intended. I was just trying to run away because I did not want to go be a prophet.
Right.
But, you know, God had other plans, and he's willing to kill all of you to make me be a prophet.
Yeah. Great guy.
Yeah. But instead, the men did their best to row back to land, but they could not, for the sea grew even wilder than before. Isn't that nice? They were like, I don't want to kill this guy.
Right.
Jesus, I wouldn't want to be a fucking prophet either. Like, it's like if he's a draft dodger and they're like, I mean, okay, on the one hand, nobody respects a draft dodger, but then on the other hand, I'm not trying to go to war. I get it. I get it, my guy. We'll try to protect you. We'll do our best.
Right.
I don't know that I want to die for you or anything, but I'll do my best.
Sure.
So they did their best to row back to land, but they could not, for the sea grew even wilder than before. Then they cried out to the Lord.
Oh.
These dudes who had other gods, they were like, yo, Yahweh, please, Lord, do not let us die for taking this man's life. Do not hold us accountable for killing an innocent man. For you, Lord, have done as you pleased.
Right.
So they're like, I guess we have to kill him so we can live, but I'm not trying to have Yahweh come after me for killing him.
Right.
Like, I just want to not die, please, sir.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then they took Jonah and fucking threw him overboard, because what else
As
can
you
you
do,
do?
yeah.
Right?
Right.
And the raging sea indeed grew calm.
Oh.
At this, the men greatly feared the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows to him, because always fear the Lord, right? That's what I'm getting out of this.
If you threw somebody overboard and you thought that was the issue, and then everything fixed itself, that's pretty substantial. Now, look,
timing though.
I don't think right. But I don't think that actually happened.
Right.
But if that happened, I could see why people would be like, "Oh shit."
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's a valid reason to be scared of a god, I suppose.
Okay.
Right?
But I just love that they were like, you're not my God or anything, but I do fear you, and I am going to sacrifice to you, and please don't get me. I'm still going to, pray to my God.
Well, no, I think that in the end there, but when they saw the power of this God and like that he did relent after throwing this guy overboard, right?
Yeah.
That they're like, oh shit, that's the God.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Like, as soon as he goes, I'm from whatever place, and Yahweh, my God is the Lord.
Right.
And they were afraid. So they knew of this God already. They still had their own gods from their own lands and their own cultures and their own peoples. That's why they were like, where are you from? What God do your people pray to? Why aren't you praying to him?
But they might have been fearful because they cast lots and it said that this guy's God was the one that was causing it. It might not have been just...
No, they talked about that before.
Okay.
They were afraid of his God before they drew lots.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So they were like, oh, fuck.
Sure.
Okay. So now there's one verse left, and it is often placed in the second chapter because it kind of goes with it.
Okay.
But I'm just going to read it anyway.
Sure.
Okay. Now the Lord provided a huge fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. The end.
Oh.
Cliff
there we
fucking
go.
hanger.
Yeah. I mean, now he's in a goddamn giant fish.
For 3 days and 3
whale.
nights. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the term, now you're in the belly of the whale?
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
I mean, this is a good story.
Yeah.
Like,
It's better than what we've been reading.
Right?
So.
And it ended on a cliffhanger, and I want to know what's going to happen next.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
So this is a good story.
Right. So.
Don't get me wrong. It's not making me love the Bible.
No, there hasn't been anything that's made me love the Bible.
No.
But there are some more tolerable stories than others. So
I'm not hating this section.
Right.
I'm not dreading reading the next chapter.
Sure.
I'm like, what's going to happen?
Right.
I mean, obviously he's going to live.
Right. I mean, yeah.
We've got 3 more chapters.
Yeah. It wouldn't be very fun or memorable if he died.
I mean, to me it would, but what do I know?
All right. Well, that was chapter 1 of Jonah.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we will be back tomorrow with
Jonah chapter 2.
All right. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.